I cuss in front of children. Be advised. Hey y'all, I'm Jenn. I'm from Oakland and I'm an androgynous, black, lesbian feminist and a lover of all black people.
This is Daren. I'm an asexual novelist, researcher, and bona fide comic book fanatic from the widest part of Southern California.
Orange County. We're queer millennials with 3 kids and nearly 20 years of marriage.
This is a podcast about the realities of blackness, adulting, and relationships.
This is That Black Couple. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm excited.
I feel like we named this episode Kamala, COVID, and Caucasian Coons. We should have added Colombia on there.
No.
Since I just got back from Colombia.
You did, but it snaps.
It's also Latin Heritage Month.
True, yes.
So I feel like there should be some recognition of Colombia since I just got back from Colombia.
We can recognize it, but
Thank
that
you.
doesn't
I would like to add,
the name.
I move that we add Colombia. All in favor say aye.
Here, I'm going to put in parentheses.
Colombia.
And
Colombia. But don't put that on the actual episode when you publish it. I just wanted to say that for now. Hi, everyone. I just want to say hello because I'm back in the country and I'm very happy to be here. This is episode 3 of season 7 of That Black Couple. And I want y'all to grab some water and some peppermint tea. Get something with prebiotics in it. We always talk about probiotics, but we don't ever talk about prebiotics.
I still don't quite understand what a prebiotic does.
A prebiotic is a non-digestible fiber that typically comes from certain types of breads and fruits and vegetables, and it feeds the good bacteria in your stomach. And the probiotics are the live bacteria that feed on the prebiotics, and all of it helps you to have a healthier gut.
So it's like doubling the gut benefit.
Double your pleasure, double your fun. That's the statement of the great mint in Double Mint Gum.
Wow. You got it right on the first try. So,
in your belly.
In your gut.
In your gut.
Yes.
So get y'all some prebiotics and some probiotics. Have a seat. This is That Black Couple. I'm Jenn.
I'm Daren.
And before we get started, make sure you follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram, and That BLK Couple on Facebook at That Black Couple, and look us up on the internets at www.thatblackcouple.com.
And you already know you can stream us everywhere podcasts are streamed. So if you're looking for us or you want to tell a friend to look for us, if they listen to a podcast there, they can find us there.
It's really easy.
It's super simple.
That Black Couple, you'll find us anywhere.
And then if you want to support us and the content that we put out, go ahead and head on over to patreon.com.
Although I am thinking about moving us over to Substack soon. So
yeah, but that's a new platform. We gotta
wrap
our minds around it
first. Luddite-ish over here. We all 40 over here now. I had a birthday, so
over the hill,
down the mountainside.
Yes.
So let's get started, y'all. This episode is a rundown episode, which means we are going to review a whole bunch of shit that we didn't talk about for the past month while I was vacationing for my 40th birthday. So this episode, season 7, episode 3, is called The Rundown, Kamala, COVID, and Caucasian Coons and Colombia. Okay, so let's get started with segment 1, Daren. We need to talk about COVID.
Yes, let's talk about COVID because not enough people are talking about COVID.
No, they are not. And I just traveled all over the country and all over the world. I went to South America. I did not see enough masks. I didn't see enough masks in the airport. I didn't see enough masks in Philly when I went to the annual Political Science Association conference last week. I didn't see enough masks in all of my travels. And I'm a little nervous. Because there has been a major surge in COVID cases and deaths associated with COVID. Mm-hmm. And people are not paying attention to it and they're not taking it seriously.
Yeah, and they really, really should. I'm not quite certain as to why. My guess is because people feel like COVID is just over and they don't want to go back to living that type of a life. And I get it. Nobody wants to go back to living that kind of a life. But also, we want to be healthy and safe, and not just for ourselves, but for everyone else around us. The other thing to take note is, as always happens with the flu, there are new variants of COVID that are going around.
Yeah.
These new variants are highly transmittable. They're less deadly as some of the previous variants, but they're also, like I said, much more transmittable. So
right.
It's much easier to catch it, even if you've gotten the vaccine, especially if you haven't gotten the updates for the vaccines.
There's a new update, y'all. Go out and get your new update. Go out and get your flu shot and your COVID vaccine. Like, there's a reason why they have them. Please don't put people at risk. Don't put yourself at risk.
And we're going into winter, right?
Yeah.
Just like flu season comes every year, now we got COVID season that comes right alongside with it.
Right.
So you want to go get yourself vaccinated, get yourself protected and taken care of before we get into that cold season.
And also wear masks and keep social distancing. I think I'm going to bring some data into the conversation. Gen Forward survey is a survey that's run out of Chicago. It's run by the illustrious, the incomparable Kathy Cohen, my mentor and my advisor. And, we had some data that we ran at the end of August toward the early part of September. And we were asking young people what they thought about COVID, if we've been back to normal. And about 40% of respondents said that we are completely back to normal. And another 40 or so percent said that they felt like we were close back to normal. And I'm just concerned about that number. Like, I'm concerned that people think that 40% of young people believe that we are back to some sense of normalcy, right? Because we're just not. Mm-hmm. We're not. People are still dying from COVID-19.
Yep.
But not only that, we're in a different universe now. We're in a universe where COVID happened. We're in a universe where COVID exists. So there will never be whatever that normal is that people are romanticizing or fantasizing about. That will never exist again. There is no such thing as normal now.
It's a new normal.
This is the new normal. The new normal is doing things that weren't normal to us, like social distancing, doing better with washing our hands, using antibacterial, making sure that we're masking, especially in public places, in places where we know that there's a less likelihood that we're getting fresh, non-recirculated air, like airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't flight attendants wearing masks? Why aren't doctors and nurses wearing masks in hospitals?
It's all an illusion.
Why are the only people wearing masks at the nail salon?
They know something,
right?
Everyone else don't know.
Come on now. So I just wanted us to start talking the conversation. So hold on. That didn't make any sense. I just want to start this conversation, this rundown episode, talking about COVID-19, because I feel like maybe we are not talking about it enough.
We're not.
And we should.
This podcast is supported by generous donations from our patrons and listeners. Become a supporter today by heading to www.patreon.com/othercombosmedia.
You can stream the show on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and SoundCloud. When you listen, please consider hitting that heart button, sharing, giving us a 5-star rating, and leaving some dope comments. This helps us with our page rankings and gets more listeners for the show. Thank you so much.
We're back.
Beat you up, man.
Sometimes I wish like we were like part of a TV show or something, and like all of the things that happen outside of what.
I'm glad people cannot see what happens when we're not recording.
Yeah, it's a mess.
I'm glad, because something is wrong with you.
But it's hilarious.
Because they all think it's me, and the truth of the matter is, it's you. I'm weird and nuts all the time. You save it for when the camera is not rolling. It's like the little frog on Looney Tunes, and he make the one dude go nuts because he always singing opera when the man looking, but then when everybody else looking, he completely quiet. You the frog talking about Figaro.
I don't see it.
You are the frog singing Figaro. Go ahead, Daren. Start the conversation.
I don't see it.
A minute ago, you was trying to do voiceovers. A second ago, talking about, I should get paid for doing voices. That's what you were doing off camera.
I've received a lot of compliments about my voice.
Yes, and off camera, when our audience was not listening, here go you. I should get paid. I should get paid.
And sometimes I do ASMR.
Yes, and you do.
As to practice and
you
get the
don't
mics
show
ready.
people how weird you are, and then they be thinking it's just me over here.
It's simple.
And they be like, why
nothing.
is he with Jenn? Jenn is so weird and so loud, and Daren is just so subdued. Daren is just so quiet.
It's true.
And then the recording go off, and here you go. I should get paid for doing voiceovers. ASMR. There you go. That's
ASMR.
Daren.
See, there's a softness of the palate.
If y'all don't come and get y'all's friend, please come and get this man. Daren, we have a whole second segment to start.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
We doing a lot, and we have some serious topics to discuss.
Yes, we do, data geek.
You know what though? Let's start off at what I'm gonna call a high note.
Okay.
I'm going out on a limb and calling this a high note.
That's an angle.
We're gonna talk about Vice President Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Hold your applause.
Yeah.
Listen, she's running for president now. Okay.
Yeah.
She is the candidate. She's running against Trump. She is carrying the welfare of the entire world on her shoulders.
Drew Barrymore said she's Mamala of the country.
And
yep. And we just going what? What you want to talk about Kamala?
Okay, you know, there's lots to talk about. We've been away.
Yes, we have.
So let's do a full catch up here, right?
Yes.
So Biden dropped out because he looked really old in the debate, and everyone said
he didn't look. He just was. I'm not sure he remembers that debate.
He remembers it.
I'm not sure he remembers it today.
I know he remembers it because I'm sure he's seen it 18 million times.
I think if you asked him to debate today what happened, he'd say Donald Trump was debating Barack Obama. He don't know who was there. He said that VP Harris was Trump's VP running mate. He don't know. He don't listen.
Either way.
He knows something happened.
Either way, Biden said, "I'm going to lose. So let me just quit now."
Or maybe Jill told his ass to sit down.
Well, from what they say, the only person that could get him to sit down would be Jill. So I'm sure Jill was like, Joe,
baby. She said, honey, baby, it's time. It's time. You didn't blink for 45 minutes, babe. I think you need to stop running for president.
And it's fine, you know. Going on a high note.
Yeah.
You know?
High note? This is a high note?
No, I mean his presidency was a high note, not the debate.
His presidency was a high note?
Debate was a low note.
Do you think his presidency has been a high note?
Yeah, he has accomplished a lot of things.
Nobody likes him.
No one likes him. But he's one of them people where it's like 10 years from now, when we look at the history books, we'll be like, damn, that Biden, he was only there for 4 years.
Like, you know how we look at Bush and go, wow, he wasn't that bad because look at Trump.
Yeah, like that.
That's not a high note. That's a condolence prize.
But either way,
we're going to give him the miscongeniality of presidencies.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we love you, Joe.
You are trying real hard for the VP Harris and President Joe.
I said we're gonna
you tried it.
We're gonna start on a high point. This is gonna be a good thing.
Okay.
So Kamala is now running.
Yes.
She is the nominee.
Megan Thee Stallion clapping them cheeks and pissed everybody off.
She clapped them cheeks in Atlanta.
And wait, who was her friend? Who did she say was her friend who rapped for her? Who was it that was rapping for her? One of the Migos. Wasn't one of the Migos rapping for her?
Oh my God. I think it was one of the Migos.
Wasn't?
Yeah, it was Quavo.
It was, yes. When Quavo spoke at the Atlanta rally and she referred to him as her friend, Quavo is a Morehouse graduate.
You know what? The more you know.
The more you know.
This is why research is important,
so
ladies and
gentlemen. So at that same rally where Megan Thee Stallion clapped them cheeks, Quavo, the Morehouse man, who is apparently friends with Vice President Kamala Harris, introduced her. That's what was happening.
That's how they do it in Atlanta.
That's how they do it.
That's how they do it in the dirty South.
Atlanta.
And of course, the people on the right basically said, "Hoes for Harris."
They were mad. They said, "How dare you have rappers and Megan Thee Stallion, who's not even a good rapper, their words, not mine, introduce VP Harris Meanwhile, all of their kids are playing all of Quavo and Megan Thee Stallion's discography.
That's why they're mad.
In their rooms.
That's why they're upset.
It's quite confusing.
Because you know them kids ain't going to throw the music away. They're going to keep listening.
They are literally paying for iTunes right now, and it's Quavo and Megan Thee Stallion.
And Kendrick.
So I don't quite understand. But anyway, yes.
But that's not where it stopped. That's where it started.
It started there.
Because then I
think that was the high note.
That I don't know.
For me, it was Megan Thee Stallion was clapping.
Okay, Megan Thee Stallion clapping. That's always the high note. That's the best part for me of VP Harris running for president so far. But then she did the debate.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna lie. After Biden, I was very nervous.
Yeah.
I was like, Kamala, to be real, I'm not a fan of you.
Yes.
You know,
as a person,
I'm not necessarily in your corner.
Yes.
But I have to choose you over the alternative.
Because everybody says that she will save us from fascism, although she is fascism in a different set of permed
fascism light.
Yeah, fascism with pumps.
You know, with a spoonful of sugar.
Fascism with a white husband and 2 white children.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. You know, fascism.
You know, you take what you get.
From the East Bay area.
And you don't get upset.
Fascism, but make it AKA.
Do you know the other thing I heard is now her husband is getting anti-Semitic attacks, and I'm like, we live in a strange world, don't we?
Wait, what?
Her husband's Jewish.
I know.
So now anti-Semites are attacking him.
But I don't get it.
That's what I'm saying, right? We live in a strange world.
The math is not math.
That's the thing about it.
It's non-linear.
That's the thing about this political moment. None of this lines up with itself.
What the people who would be attacking him should be pro-Jewish.
Correct.
So who?
No. But remember, the people on the right are pro-Jewish and also pro-Nazi.
Oh.
You know
what?
One foot in this.
Wait.
Place,
hold on. Wait.
Another in the other.
Never mind. I can't. I'm out.
It's a pincer move.
I give out.
You get them on both sides.
You got me.
But you know what though? She did well in the debate.
She showed up and she was the adult in the room because everyone expects her to be Mamala, aka a mammy. And
I will say the one thing, and this is the place where I have to really give Kamala respect.
Okay.
Because we were watching the debate and we was like, oh my God, I hate this. This is terrible. And I said, you know what though? One thing I do like about Kamala is she is a political animal.
Yeah.
And she knows the game that's being played.
Yeah.
And she knows how to play it the right way.
Of course.
She didn't take no bait.
No.
She came fully prepared.
She's a lawyer.
She said, I'm not gonna say what I'm feeling. I'm not gonna say what you're thinking at home. But I'm
gonna wear it on my face.
I'm gonna wear it on my face. So you know, we together on it.
Yes.
But I'm not going to say it because that's going to make me look bad. Like, yeah. It was a whole facade.
She's a black woman. I mean, she's a black woman and she knows the game. She's been doing this for a very long time.
Yep.
She was very clear there that she had to go in there and be the adult in the room. It was just like when Barack Obama had to debate John McCain, and John McCain couldn't even make eye contact with him or shake his hand or call him by his name. He called him this one the entire debate. Same thing happened with Kamala Harris. She walked into the debate. Donald Trump didn't want to look at her. He was almost physically running away from her when she went to go shake his hand. He couldn't actually call her by her name the entire time. He called her this one. He pointed at her. He was rude to her. He was condescending. And she had to stand there and just take it on the chin. I frankly am tired of that shit. Like, I'm tired that these white politicians, these white Republican politicians get up there and disrespect the fuck out of black folk like this. And I hate to see that the first black woman president is going to be somebody who has to sit there and deal with this moron and treat him as if he's an equal. I mean, he looked moronic. He looked like a child. His face was multicolor. He looked like he was melting at one point. His neck hole was quivering. Like, he was very, just off-putting. He didn't look presidential in the least. And the fact that people after the debate were like, oh, well, I wasn't convinced by her. Sir, you're just racist and you just don't like black women. Like,
that's
we're not.
It.
This is a farce. This is a farce. Like, I'm not looking at this man. This man can't run. He can't run to the restroom on time, let alone run a country. Come on. So I understand why people see her debate performance as a win. I also am like, yeah, well, I mean, she was an adult. Shout out to her for being an adult. She's still an imperialist. She still supports Israel bombing Gaza. And she still can't stand up and support Palestinians. She still ain't said nothing clear about defunding police. And she still ain't stood up for the people who are mostly rah-rah behind her, which is vulnerable populations, queer and trans people, black people, young people, poor people, older people. And they're all waiting for her to have an answer. She hasn't had one yet.
I mean, you already said it, low-key, but, it's Barack Obama again.
It's Barack Obama
we
again.
love Barack. Love Barack. However,
he's an imperialist. He's a black colonizer.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
And we really should be honest with ourselves about it.
Oh, absolutely. But also, shout out to these white people for recognizing that she's the answer. Shout out to little what's her name? Chicken Legs, Taylor Swift. And
you mean crab legs?
Crab legs, chicken, raw chicken drums, and I don't know who Billie Eilish is, but shout out to her too. I don't know who Billie Eilish is.
She a white woman.
I know she white. I seen her before, but I don't ask me nothing about nothing she does.
It's unimportant.
Her and Charlie XCH are like the same person to me.
They're really not the same person. Like they're actually really far from the same person. Which is why I laugh. And I know some of y'all listening are like, I know y'all not talking about my Billie Eilish.
I'm so sorry.
And I'm sorry. It's nothing against Billie Eilish.
No.
I would say Billie Eilish is talented.
I bet she is.
I will not take nothing away from her.
Ain't she come from like a rich, talented family or something? And
she come from rich
wealthy
people.
And then they gave her singing lessons and playing lessons and dancing lessons, and then so she's talented because they basically made her that way.
Billie Eilish is her and her brother, and they make music.
Is he an Eilish too?
Yeah, it's her brother. It's her actual real blood brother.
Oh, I don't know his name.
I don't do names for white people. I don't.
Me either.
I don't know if I don't know if Eilish is like her actual last name or a middle name. Her brother goes by Phineas, just Phineas.
Oh man, okay, Phineas.
But yeah, I don't know.
Are they British? I'm asking a lot of questions.
You're asking a lot
they
of
could
questions.
Just be from Pennsylvania. I love that we research everything, but the thing we didn't research on this episode was Billie Eilish.
Not a lick.
We be having data for everything. We be deep in the data, but we like Billie Eilish. I can't do it.
I don't know. I don't know how old she is. Where is she from?
Don't she got like blue eyes, like Charlie XCX?
I don't know what color Charlie XCX's eyes are.
Does Charlie got a pound in her name? Or am I making that up?
I think you're making that up. I think you're mixing her with someone else. I'm also not going to remember.
All white people. And Dua Lipa. There you go.
just for added measure, we're just throwing Dua Lipa.
Wait, isn't she Latina?
No, isn't she like Croatian or something?
Damn, I'm really out, bro. I was trying to help her for Latino Heritage Month.
Ukrainian? Is she?
Oh no.
Remember, she was a refugee from somewhere.
Well, they have those everywhere, Daren. Not just in Ukraine.
It was like one of those like wars that was, I think,
a current one. You mean?
No, one of those Eastern European wars back in the day.
Clarity.
She was like a refugee, like as a child.
To say she was a refugee from somewhere does not help clarify the situation.
Context is important.
She was a refugee from somewhere. You're right.
Country.
She's definitely white. That makes sense. No, nigga. They make those everywhere.
We could be incredibly wrong about everything we're saying right now.
Y'all fact check us. We don't know.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, we actually don't know.
I probably actually don't care. But
I also don't care.
Feel free to fact
Billie
check us.
Eilish and Taylor Swift, don't care.
Unimportant.
But also shout out to them for saying that Kamala Harris should get the little white girl vote. Because I mean, white women are the white women of white people. So
you said white women are the white women of white people?
Yes.
You're not wrong. So I can't argue with it. It's correct. They are the white women of white people. And that's why we can't stand them.
Okay.
Well,
Next topic. Actually, I don't want to do this one yet. Can we come back to this? Can we go to?
We can continue talking.
Can we
talk about white women?
Yeah, let's
we can keep doing it. We're here.
Let's stick with white women. I just want to transition right into another white woman. Let's talk about Rachel Ray Gunn. Let's talk about this bitch who Scooby-Doo hip-hopped across the bebop. at the Olympics who catfished us all into believing that Australia had a hip hop team, a hip hop breakdance team. But really, it was just her and her imagination.
Oh, well, no.
Come on now. That's really what happened.
Here's the thing.
She made it herself.
Now that it, all of the talk and the anger has died down from this, let me be very, very real about this, because I actually did look this up because I was so confused.
Yes.
So this is a real thing. She is a breakdancer.
Girl.
They do have breakdancers in Australia. They don't have a lot of them.
Clearly.
So apparently when she went to the Olympics, she just decided, I don't know why you would decide this to do at the Olympics, but she decided that she was going to do something fun. Like, she wasn't going to do traditional breakdancing. She wanted to do something that was going to be fun and different. And
so she decided to scissor kick on her side on the floor.
That was on purpose.
She cabbage patched across the floor.
Listen. I mean, to be
this
very,
bitch did the Thriller walk.
Yes, she did. But I will say this: there was a lot of news that came out that was untrue. Like the fact that people said that she had fabricated like a whole committee or something to basically get herself into the Olympics. Not true. That's not actually what happened. Like, she actually really did.
So she just didn't take it seriously.
She really earned her spot in the Olympics.
So then she went and just.
But the thing is, in Australia, like I said, there's not that many breakdancers. Also, Australia is fucking huge. So, like, there's a lot of people who just didn't qualify or didn't even try, or for whatever reason, like, just didn't even get in the mix, right? Okay. So she made it. But also, mind you, she is also currently ranked the #1 woman breakdancer globally by the World Dance Sport Federation.
And who's that made of? Her mom and her auntie?
She placed first at the Oceania Continental Championships in October of 2023.
And who's in that?
I don't know.
Her and her cousins?
It's Oceania. So that's that whole section over there by Australia. That's Oceania.
Are there 4 of them?
So all I'm saying is,
listen, I'm
not saying she's the best break dancer to ever dance a break.
She's bopped on the bebop on the hip hop. Okay, she had a backward turn hat. She had on her full caricature. The woman looked like she was Scooby-Doo tiptoeing to find a ghost. The thing, and those meddling kids.
But the meddling kids. But here's the real travesty, right? Is they had breakdancing at the Olympics, and we watched it. We watched it with our kids,
and some of it was good.
And we were like, "This shit is fucking dope,
incredible.
These are some amazing breakdancers."
The agility, the athleticism.
But I fully believe, because of her bullshit, they basically said,
no more.
They said, we ain't doing this next time.
Yeah, they got rid of it because of her stupid ass.
We said, one and done.
Because some stupid bitch named Rachel. You know?
Which is fucked up. It's fucked up.
It's always a Rachel. This bitch, Dolezal.
Because if you watched all the performances, not just her, but the actual people who were like performing and who ended up winning medals and stuff, like
they was on some real shit.
Some real athleticism.
Yeah, when we watched the Japan team, was it the France team? Like they had
it was competitive.
Now listen, I still don't understand how there was no team from Brooklyn. Like
they had a U.S. team.
I know, but they didn't win.
No, they didn't win,
and I don't understand that. Like, because I said Brooklyn. You know,
I know Brooklyn needs its own team.
Come on now. Anyway, but all I'm saying is,
but I think that's the thing. I think this was the first time. And
Rachel
if they
Gunn,
had continued it,
Rachel Gunn, Rachel Dolezal breakdance. She was trans breakdancel, and we saw it, and it ruined breakdance for everyone in the Olympics.
Can you say that again? What is she?
Trans breakdancel.
Oh, okay. Let me write that down.
Thank you. When she hip hop on the ski bop, on the bibbity scop, that's what she was doing.
That scissor thing was my favorite.
The scissor shit was stupid. She looked foolish. It was foolery. It looked like when your 3-year-old is like, I don't want to go. And you're like, you have to come. And then they throw themselves on the floor and they kick the air. You know what I'm saying? Like Cuba Gooding was doing in Boys in the Hood after his friend got killed.
Yeah.
He looked, she looked, he looked, and she looked like they was hibbity bop on the ski bop. That's not breakdance. Listen, I can hibbity bop, ski bop on the tip top. I can do all that. Okay.
It's amazing. You have not smoked that much weed.
Because amazing. I mean this. I mean this. serious.
You just said skibbity bop on the bebop so many times.
Because though she looked like she was thinking that, like it sounded like in her head she was going bebop, skibbity bop bop,
it looked like she was like in an episode of Doug.
Yes. Skeeter head ass bitch. Just put a skateboard under her feet.
Oh my God.
Patty.
There's something wrong with you.
Me?
I'm just not realizing it. There's something wrong with you.
Me?
I've known you for decades, and it's just now hitting me.
What?
That there's something wrong with you.
Why? You brought up Doug.
Yeah, but you ran with it.
I know the characters. I love that show.
You called her a Skeeter head ass bitch.
Skeeter was fucking annoying. He's so like, everybody on that show got boogers. They all sound like they got boogers.
I know.
She looked like she belonged in the show. You could insert her into so many scenes of so many cartoons.
Yep.
And she looked like she belonged. Stupid asshole. I'm sorry. I'm still mad at that. Okay. Now I'm angry. So now we can go to the next part.
Now we can talk about something that goes with the anger.
Okay. Let's do it.
We're going to talk about Diddy, y'all.
Oh, God.
No one wants to talk about Diddy, but we're going to talk about Diddy. Because we got to talk about Diddy because the life that Diddy has been living,
Lord Jesus, my
has
God,
finally caught out to his ass.
Oh my God, I have always disliked this man, and I'm so proud of myself because I'm like, I knew I recognized him as an abuser.
Well, but I'm like, raise your hand if any of this feels like news to you.
No one is surprised that Diddy is a habitual and long-term abuser.
Well, I mean, the stuff came out, and I was like, and we knew that. Didn't we already know that?
The video
we knew
with
that,
Cassie
right?
came out, and I think that was a shock because I don't think a lot of us thought he'd be like that overtly public and violent and that physical.
That got me because I was like, you in the hallway of a hotel.
Yeah.
You know they got cameras.
But were we surprised that he was at all aggressive? No,
not at all.
But to that degree, to someone who, maybe I thought he was physically violent with other men in that way. But that was surprising.
Well, let me just say. So, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested.
Good for him.
He has been charged with racketeering conspiracy and with sex trafficking. The indictment against him lists allegations that go back to 2008. One of the things that struck me the most, not because it was a shock, just because they really put this like in legal paperwork to file against him, was that he's being accused of inducing female victims and male sex workers into drugged up, sometimes days-long sexual performances dubbed freak-offs.
Yes, I've been seeing this all over social media.
Freak-offs.
Yep. They seized bottles and bottles and bottles and bottles of not Cavassier, but baby oil and lube from his house.
It was over 100 bottles.
And like hundreds of dildos.
Yeah. I mean,
this man is a sick puppy.
The thing about it is just really strange because I'm like, when you talk about money corrupting, like,
I don't know. I think this man always been touched. I mean, I think this is back in the Notorious B.I.G. days.
No. He's always been touched, and like we've heard the stories about Lil' Kim. We've watched this play out for decades. What's wild to me when I say money corrupts is like some stuff just ain't attainable. Yeah. Some stuff is not achievable.
Yeah.
Unless you have a shit ton of money, and you mean to tell me it was a regular occurrence?
Yeah.
That he just hired a fleet of sex workers?
And can we just talk about all the men that he's had around him and his entourage? Like, where's Farnsworth Bentley?
He gone. That's the other thing. You have to remember, like, a lot of people
just disappear.
They just go away.
They just disappear. Slide into a crack in the floor.
And that actually brings me to the other thing. No, I mean, really quick though, if he's convicted on all the stuff he's charged on, he'd be in prison, I should say, not jail, prison for at least 15 years and having up to a life sentence.
Well,
that's how much is being charged. But spinning off of what you said about people that were around him and like where were they?
Yeah.
Right. The other thing that happened is Don Richard filed a lawsuit against him.
Yeah.
Alleging verbal abuse, assault, sexual battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress.
I believe all of it.
I believe all of it. We know all of it to be true. We've seen some of it on
TV
Making
shows.
the Band.
Yeah.
Right? But the thing about it was, I was reading kind of like why she filed. And basically what she said was she saw Cassie go through all that and file all that stuff. And it basically pinged for her that like, I've been getting abused this whole time.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing that I think is really important to take out of this.
Yeah.
Is in these circles, the abuse becomes so normalized that you think like that's just what comes with working in the industry. And it took Don seeing Cassie come out and say, no, this is not okay. This is what happened to me, to make her realize, hold on.
Yeah.
This whole shit been fucked up from jump.
Yeah. And also sometimes, abusers are often very smart and very charismatic. And they will often accompany their abuse with rewards, right?
Yep.
So you're getting abused, but you get access to these incredible trips or money or gifts or, experiences or whatever it is to mask the way this emotional and physical and sexual violence is deeply harming and shaping you. Mm-hmm. And for someone like Dawn, we've seen her change a lot over the years. We've seen her change her physical body. We've seen her change her sound, her music, and even like have a hard time finding herself in some ways. Mm-hmm. And I can't help but think that some of that is linked to her difficulty with kind of finding connection to herself after enduring all this violence from someone who was supposed to be helping her find her gift, find her way.
And that's one of the things that she alleges, is that she stayed around because he was promising like, oh, I'm going to help you, or if you're not with me, then your career is going to fail. You're not going to make it, right? Which is a very real thing, right? Yeah. Someone big and powerful is like, hey, I'm your means. Yeah. And like, I gave you a career. Your career started with me. Yeah. Right. Then I gave you another chance and you was in the dirty money thing. Yeah. Right? Like, it's this whole thing of like, I'm basically making
I'm the one who,
I'm making you.
You come through me. And think about it. I mean, he did the same thing to Lil' Kim. And look what happened to Lil' Kim.
Same thing.
He did the same thing to Kim Porter. He did the same thing to J-Lo. Right? Like, if you think about the women he's had in his proximity and the women he's dated, there's always been this kind of come through me kind of mentality. Mm-hmm. They always end up having to be his backup dancers or his backup singers, or, he's in the front. He's doing his little fake little shimmy thing. And then, frankly, more talented people end up in his shadow. Mm-hmm. That's peak narcissist. That's peak abuser. Listen. And it's very on brand. It's very on brand.
That's how it goes. So that was Diddy, and we will see how all of that progresses. But again, I think the important takeaway from this is to kind of see the dynamics that were at play. Yeah. Number one, to protect yourself from falling prey to the same dynamics, but also to help other people recognize when they're in bad situations.
Yeah. And even as an abolitionist, I've written about this in the case of Bill Cosby and R. Kelly as well. I'm never excited when we're feeding more black men, in particular, to the criminal justice system. I think it's one of those conversations around what does it look like to have justice for the people who've been harmed? What do Cassie and Dawn want? What do victims and survivors of Diddy want, right? And I think that's what we have to center this conversation. For those of us who do not believe in carceral systems as the answer, I would love for us to have more expansive conversation around restorative justice. We're not there yet, unfortunately. Yeah. So right now I'm like, well, fuck that nigga. That's kind of where I'm at. Fuck that nigga.
And that's where we should stay.
Yeah.
You can find my mom and dad, aka That Black Couple, on the web at thatblackcouple.com. That Black Couple is owned and operated by Color Combos Media. If you would like to help fund our content, sign up at www.patreon.com/colorcombosvideo. Please consider giving us $5 or $10 per month to help us build our platform and grow our organization. You can also give one-time donations at www.paypal.me/colorcombosmedia. All donations are welcome.
Okay, we're back.
And
I'm glad because all that bullshit that we talked about is over.
Yes.
And now we're going to talk about some fun shit.
Okay.
We're going to reflect.
You think Lee Daniels is fun?
Yeah. So we're reflecting on movies that we saw recently.
Yes.
2 movies in particular.
Yes.
I'm calling them black films because the leads were black.
Okay.
I'm calling them that.
I'm excited about how I get to intervene in that.
It's going to be fun.
Yes.
The first one we're going to talk about, I'm going to say it right now, it was some bullshit. I don't care if y'all liked it. I don't care if you thought it was great.
I think it was epic.
I don't care if y'all love Monique. We watched The Deliverance.
It was incredible.
What did you call the movie?
I don't remember.
Tyler Perry presents The Deliverance by Lee Daniels.
Yes. Tyler Perry presents Lee Daniels' The Deliverance featuring Monique and Glenn Close.
Again, I don't care. I don't care how y'all feel.
Y'all, I ain't never listen. It got to a point where I was like, oh, this is not a serious movie. And once you release yourself from believing it's a serious movie, once you see Glenn Close in that little black woman wig and trying to pretend like she helping Andre Day fix her weave, you like, you know what? I'm here for this.
But the thing about it is they thought it was a serious movie the whole time.
Glenn Close was into that role. She got reincarnated and she had fangs.
I didn't know how to feel about Glenn Close because on screen she looked like the memes, where they put the long fingernails and stuff on people.
Listen, motherfucker.
When they get like Robert Downey Jr. and he got a do-rag on the nails. She looked like that. Listen, except it was live action. And I didn't know what to do with it.
I don't know what has happened in the world where Omar Epps is now playing a love interest to Glenn Close. But not even fancy, cute Glenn Close. Glenn Close from the hood with a wig on backwards in dialysis. Okay? And they had Glenn Close walking down the street and she was getting catcalled more than me. Black man was like, you looking good today, sister. I said, Glenn Close?
I'm telling you, this is the new era of colorblind casting and it's backfiring.
Wow.
They said it's just a role for it's colorblind, and I think they just didn't expect that Glenn Close would show up.
But how you gonna be colorblind and she's the only white person in the movie?
It don't make sense.
And why did she try out?
What
has happened to Glenn Close? Has anyone checked on Glenn Close?
Glenn Close, is you okay?
Are there any Closes? Like, are there brother Close and sister Close and son Close that we can check in on to see? Is anybody Facebook friends with a Close?
But this is the thing I've been saying.
Reach out to the Close family.
We've been talking about this for like a year or two where I'm like, because Keke Palmer came out and said, y'all, I'm in movies. Y'all just don't see me in them because they're straight to DVD movies. She's like, I need to be working.
They should have made
acting is my job. They should have
made Keke Palmer Andrew Day's mama, so she could have the fingernails and be dating on my F's.
I would have gone for that.
Give her some aging little stuff.
If they had made Andra Day the mom and made Keke Palmer the daughter, I really would have gone for that.
Nothing even matters because they made it Glenn Close, and that I don't. Why was Ingenue in the movie? Ingenue didn't come and do nothing but fail.
But that's what I'm saying is actors need to act. That's their job.
Ingenue
every movie
has
ain't
been
gonna be
real things. Ingenue is present. That was real. It was real.
That's not real.
Some people like it. And she's been...
And some people are wrong.
But listen, Daren, whether you like it or not... Listen, I don't like that damn fish movie where that woman be humping that fish.
Okay, fair.
And Guillermo del Toro had that woman floating down in the water and turning into a fish because she was deaf. I'm damn near blind, bitch. Don't put me in no motherfucking ocean with no damn coochie fish. Okay? I get it. We have disabilities, but motherfucker, I'm not fucking no fish. Okay?
Something really is wrong with you.
Why are you saying something wrong with me? Guillermo del Toro made a movie about a woman who falls in love with a blue ass, nasty ass fish that she keeps in her shower. And then she turns into a fish because she loves him.
It's a fantasy film.
Okay, so you gonna sit here and talk about that. Okay? Don't sit here and okay. Okay, we can all don't shit on origin when it's just a black woman with a white husband who mama and her husband die. That's some real shit.
It's a real movie, fine, whatever.
Okay, and Ingenue's in a real movie made by a real black woman about a black woman. Okay,
and I like Ingenue.
Okay, so why the fuck was she in The Deliverance?
Because that was what the
getting
role
her
called
ass
for.
beat by a ghost. A ghost demon. Oh, it's just Deliverance. Bitch, I think you wrong because you got killed, bitch. You got killed. You got really killed very bad. You got killed. Okay.
Listen, real talk though, this movie was based upon the story of LaToya Ammons. Like this, so this is supposedly like a real haunting demon something. Now, there's been a million holes poked in the story. So like Don't get your hopes up and say, ooh, did this really happen?
Lee Daniels, y'all.
You know.
Where's that cat? You know that cat that puts his hand on other people's hand when they need to stop doing stuff on the internet?
Mm-hmm.
Find that cat and put their hand on Lee Daniels' whole body.
No.
No, I want that cat to put a chokehold.
Listen.
Put the cat's arms around Lee Daniels' throat.
Listen, somebody left the gate open, and Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels got out.
And Kenya Barris. Don't talk about Kenya Barris. His ass got out too.
All three of the asses ran out, and we can't get them back in the gate.
Oh my God.
All they're doing is
let these black men
trash
out.
Ass
Come
movies.
on, black men. Get your people.
Back to back.
Come on, black men. Come on, black men. Get your people, man. Ain't no black women make no stupid ass fucking movies like this. Name a black woman that done made a stupid ass motherfucking movie like The Deliverance. At the end of the movie, she fall on the floor and she start flying and sliding and shit. Bitch, why is she flying? Why is she flying? Why are her kids floating in midair at this facility that's supposed to take care of children? And no one sees these flying black children?
No one's watching the black kids.
Nobody sees these flying black kids
that have been abused and done all manner of shit done to them. No one's looking at them.
Now.
But listen, when Andre Day started speaking in tongues,
and that made her float across the room, bitch.
My life was changed.
I done seen a lot of tongues spoke. Ain't never seen no black man float. Okay, I ain't never seen no nigga fly. Ain't that what they said in the movie?
I think so. I think that's the lyric.
Anyway, let's move on to a good movie that I put you on. That I put you on.
Okay.
Excuse me, I put you on. Excuse me, I put you on.
I was the first one that said
incorrect.
I want to see this movie.
Incorrect.
That is very correct.
Incorrect.
I put it on your watch later list.
Actually, I saw it. You saw it. We saw it together, and we were like, "Ooh, what is this? Ooh, what is this?" And we watched the preview together, and we was like, "Oh." We did that together, and I went and watched it because I didn't want to wait.
Yeah, so you don't get to say you put me on to it.
I put you onto it
just because you went and saw it without me.
You were skeptical. I was not.
I was skeptical because I didn't know who it was.
Well,
I didn't know who the actor was.
I watched that motherfucking movie 4 times before you seen it.
I know.
And at this point, I can quote it.
I was only gone 3 days.
I can quote the movie. I know the lines from the movie.
Too much sauce on it.
We ain't even told them what the movie is. Rebel Ridge, y'all. Watch Rebel Ridge, y'all, with this African American, from the Brooklyn Bronx of Brixton, man. Who is this beautiful man? He looked like
black man from Brixton.
He looked like Mufasa. He looked like Mufasa in the face.
His name is Aaron Pierre.
He is 6'4", and he is a beautiful, handsome man. And he looks like if Mufasa was embodied in a human form. He looks like James Earl Jones passed away, and that's very sad.
It is very sad. But
in honor of him, I'm glad that this man exists. This man looks like Mufasa. And I love my new favorite genre of movie, which I've been telling people. Rebel Ridge has now opened my eyes. I thought my favorite genre was white on white crime. Like cults.
It's been dethroned?
It's been dethroned. My favorite genre is black person beating the shit out of cops for a whole movie. I mean, he's sunning them motherfuckers. He's sunning them motherfuckers. He's sunning them. I mean, they just get sunned. I just like to fast forward to certain suns in the movie just to see the sun happen.
I'll just say this. It's a really wild movie to watch because it's long. It's like
2 straight hours.
It's like 2 hours.
They said we're not cutting none of these suns out. He can sun.
But it's wild because you're watching the movie,
yes,
and you love it, and then you go back and you watch it again with someone else,
and you love it
like
again.
We watch it with our son, and I was like, "Ooh, that's my part. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part." 5 minutes later, "Ooh, watch this part.
Yes.
Watch this part.
This
part's really good."
You get sunned.
Ooh,
you get sunned
right here. Ooh, watch how he does that.
Listen,
ooh, look at that.
You're embarrassed.
Ooh, listen to what he say.
Why'd you come to work? You shouldn't have come to work today.
The whole movie. Like I say it like 50 times during the
movie. That movie is incredible. I am so excited for this black man from Brixton. I do wish we had more black male actors in this age group. You know, it's like Daniel Kaluuya, this young, beautiful, handsome, I think he's from Brooklyn, man. John Boyega. Like they're not from here. Daniel Oyelowo, they're not from here.
They're all from London. And
I don't know what's happening in London in Brixton or whatever the hell these motherfuckers is from. But
Idris. They all come from over there.
I love them. I love those black Brixtons.
They're acting their asses off.
They're acting their asses off.
You could not tell me
this was not a black man
that
from the
this
South.
Aaron Pierre did not grow up in the South
or in Brooklyn,
eating
or
sweet
Detroit.
Potatoes on the porch with his
give
mama.
him Detroit. I give him Detroit. I give him Baltimore. I mean, he came off like a black man with black parents from a black place in Black America.
The diaspora is strong.
Listen, and I also would need to. I need to visit Brixton. I need to visit Brixton.
I don't know if you got to do that.
I need to go.
I don't know nothing about it, but
it's on my list now.
The little bit that I've heard is like, I don't know. It's
on my list now. I need to know where my people are from.
If y'all know something about Brixton, let us know. Is it safe? It's probably not safe.
Oh, we're saying, is it safe?
I heard it's not safe.
You sound like a bougie American.
I know.
We used to live in Chicago.
Exactly.
I grew up in Oakland. We'll be fine.
Chicago was not safe, and Oakland is definitely not safe.
So I'm going to Brixton.
They'll break into your car every week in Oakland.
Yeah, they'll actually pay attention to which car you have. They'll watch you fix it, and then they'll break it again. They some real. Them niggas are talented.
This is next level over there.
Young people are good at breaking into cars. I'm like, y'all should become mechanics.
Y'all need to study them.
I'm impressed.
Give them some jobs.
I'm still going to Brixton. I want to see what the fuck they got popping over there.
They probably got some good food.
They probably got some busting ass food. They probably got Ethiopian, Nigerian food. Mm-hmm. They probably got soul food. They got more soul food than we got in Syracuse.
They probably don't got soul food.
They probably got more soul food than we got in Syracuse.
Well, the bar is really low for that.
He said too much sauce, like he knew what that was.
Like he says that on the regular.
Like he says it, and like he knows what sauce is. I said, you know what, man?
That part. I'm gonna say this is. It's really hard to say what's your favorite part of this movie, but my favorite part is when he's on the walkie-talkie with the cop, and he's like, "Oh man, I was thinking about it, and I was just."
Excuse me, it's not a walkie-talkie; it's a cell phone.
Okay, it's a cell phone.
Yes.
I don't care what he was talking to him.
Yes.
He's like, "Oh man, I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should give up. Maybe I should stop doing this." And then I was like, nah.
And he just drops the phone and goes, I love how they made sure the phone made clink sounds.
I said, you got to be black to deliver that appropriately. Yeah. You can't learn that in acting school.
No, that's black people shit.
That's not method acting. That's a lived acting.
Black people shit. So all we're saying is, y'all, watch Rebel Ridge. Support this young man, Aaron Pierre. He even got a black band name from I know a black man with two names. Isn't that our thing? I don't know. I just feel like that's a U.S.
It
thing.
is. That's a black people thing.
Support this young man. Support this young man in Rebel Ridge. Watch it 4, 5, 6, 7, 20 times. Tell your friends to watch it.
I'm probably gonna watch it again.
Me
this
too.
Weekend.
I'm gonna watch it this weekend. And just watch this black man sunning the fuck out of some racist ass Southern white cops. And he does it so well. Let's go watch it right now. Let's watch it.
That fight scene at the end.
Let's watch it as we doze off and fall asleep.
Chef's kiss.
Let's watch it to bed.
Lullabies.
Yeah. Good night. As always, if you have questions, comments, or concerns, or you just want to tell us how great we are, email us at thatblkcouple@gmail.com. Bye.